Hey, I have a question for you today about when you've used your English. So, when you've used your English, what are the times that you have tested your skills? Have they been only in situations where you're stressed or situations where you didn't have any food in your stomach or you were really sleepy or you weren't feeling good that day or someone you felt like you were getting really judged by that person or you were unsure of how you were going to communicate and then that person didn't really support you in that? I want you to know that if those are the situations that you're using your English, whether that be, because that's all you have available to you, or whether that be because you're forced to do it in that situation and you never want to do it outside of that, I want you to remember that our brains, if we want to use our skills to our full abilities, we have to learn how to use them in safe environments or when our brain is able to really open up a little bit and to really show our skills in a place that we feel that we can. So don't evaluate your capacity to use your language only off of those negative experiences, because most of the time your brain has just gone into survival mode and you're using whatever you can pull out of your brain. When we are using language and we are à vontade, when we are kind of in our own space, when we feel comfortable and confident, our ability to communicate is much higher. I've heard so many stories of people where they're like, I know I can speak English, but then I get around this group of girls and they feel so judgy and I don't feel like I'm supposed to be there. And then all of my language goes away. Or I have to go to my kids' school, and when I have to talk to the principal, my brain just goes bloop. Or I have to talk to a coworker that I'm kind of uncomfortable around, and my brain goes bloop. That is not a question of your English ability. That is your brain trying to regulate itself and speak in that language. I beg you not to evaluate your abilities only on the negative situations you've been in or only in the stressful situations you've been in. You are capable of communicating. And I know this because most of my classes that I have are with women mostly, but people that are just nervous to express themselves and they just haven't had a space, a safe space to be encouraged to branch out, to communicate what they want to communicate without the fear of judgment and with complete acceptance for where they're at that time. I think a lot of the time, my classes, when I work with people that are kind of upper intermediate, they speak English beautifully, or they have like little tips and tricks that are not quite there, but they're really close. And they come in and they're like, my English is so bad. Or whenever I use English, like I know the words, but in the moments that I'm in, I can't find them. But after a couple of weeks of coming to class with me and working with me, they're like, I'm already feeling more confident in these situations. I'm so much more able to communicate. And sometimes that's because I've given them tips and tricks and helped them learn something new. However, a lot of the time, I'm simply solidifying what you're actually capable of. I'm saying, yes, what you said was correct. Yes, we can change that vowel just a little bit just to make sure that that's exactly what you were wanting to say. What I'm able to do is actually like connect with what you're going for and empower that. So, what I want to encourage you to do moving forward is that if you do have the option or the opportunity to work with someone who is able to hold space with you and to encourage you to just try out your new skills, but in an environment where you learn to trust yourself and trust your ability to communicate, you will see a difference when you're in those stressful situations because you can fall back on, oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to say. I I trust my ability to be myself in a way. And if those women are still being judgy, you're still like, nah, but I know what I've got. I know what I'm doing. And that is so much stronger. And you'll notice that whether they change their behavior or not, your trust of yourself will change. Or that kind of coworker that makes you slightly uncomfortable, we even learn how to say stuff where it's like, all right, this is how I'm going to express and advocate for myself. Part of this is I hope you have a teacher that makes you feel safe and comfortable. And part of it is don't be too hard on yourself when all you have to go off of is stressful situations and negative feedback from other people, because that's not what you're fully capable of. You are capable of so much more, but give yourself the grace to learn and to practice even outside of those situations. Whether that be you recording yourself and then watching it back with kindness and patience and noticing where you made those mistakes, or it's working with someone who is able to kind of give you that quick feedback. I think that we all need to have a little bit of grace and to remember that if you are in a stressful situation, taking a deep breath and reminding yourself of what you're capable of can actually go a lot further than you think. Trust your ability and know that I am supporting you. I know that you are capable. I know that you have an ability to learn and grow if you provide yourself with the space to do it. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.